wanted to make this video today to give you guys a step-by-step breakdown on how I went from an ex-college football player who was frustrated, like I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what to eat, my mindset was trash, I was depressed, all of it, to becoming the man I am today. By the grace of God, getting in the best shape of my life. And in the process, developing a mindset that not only helped me become the father I was supposed to be, but the man that deep down inside I knew I could be. Like I knew I was destined for more. I knew I could do more. And that's what I wanted to achieve. So I want to break that down completely for you guys. Like I want you guys to get everything. There is no crazy music in this whole thing. No crazy edits, no fancy workout montages. So you won't get a dopamine hit from this video. But I can guarantee that you will get a ton of value. Like your perspective will change throughout this video at some point. I can guarantee it. So get a pen, get some paper, limit all distractions, cut your phone off. Unless you're watching it on your phone, then keep your phone on, but cut your phone off. Like I really want y'all to get this. So the video is about 30 minutes long. And if you can't sit through a 30-minute video, then you already don't have the mindset needed for a massive transformation. I can tell you that now. But if you do, I'll get into my laptop and we'll break this thing down. Let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you how I went from the guy on the left, the guy that I was personally unhappy with, like I knew I could do more, to the man I am today, the man on the right. So I'll show y'all how shifting my mindset got me shredded in 90 days, allowing me to drop body fat and pack on 15 pounds of lean muscle while still eating the foods I love because I wasn't giving up food and prioritizing my role as a busy father and business owner. All right, so before, I just felt really lost on what to eat and what actually worked. Like I tried no carb, I tried no meat, I tried the juice detoxes. I watched this documentary on Netflix called What the Health, and I went completely vegan. Like I was a complete vegan, but nothing gave me the body that I wanted. So I jumped from one random workout to the next, never seeing real results. If there was a workout system out there, I probably tried it. I did CrossFit, I did powerlifting, so I would get in the gym and lift as much as I could, thinking that that would give me the body that I wanted. It didn't. I was a running guy, like I would get out and run mile after mile after mile, thinking that that would help me cut fat, and none of it did. So I started struggling with confidence and depression. Understand that I was a guy who played sports my entire life. So I had the plan A, no plan B mindset, like I knew I was going pro. And when that didn't happen, I didn't know how to get in shape anymore. Like I wasn't doing football workouts anymore. Like I used to play football. We used to go to the football field and run the length of the field like 30 times and then go do a 2-hour workout. I didn't have that time anymore. So I wasn't in shape and I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know how to build my body. So I struggled with confidence and depression. To after, I nailed down a straightforward diet that actually worked for me. So I wanted to still be able to eat cookies and pizza and dessert and still be able to cut fat and build muscle. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to feel so restricted. So I built a solid workout routine that brought real results that I could track week by week by week. It constantly challenged me. It kept me engaged. It kept me focused and excited. Became the man I was meant to be, strong, confident, and in control, which I feel like is all men. That's what we strive for. We strive to be strong, confident, and in control. All right, so I'm big on time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Time is valuable. So let me tell you who this is for to let you know if you need to keep watching or not. So if you're ready to level up your confidence and be the guy who walks into any room and owns it, like you walk in the room and people notice, like your aura and your stature is so great that heads turn. This is for you. If you want to be a leader your family can follow and build a mindset that makes you feel confident and in control, Listen, your family follows what you do more than what you say. They copy what you do more than what you say. So if you want to be that figure that they can brag on, like your kids brag and say, hey, that's my dad. Or your wife brags and say, hey, that's my husband. Like if you want to be that guy, this is for you. If you're fed up being constantly exhausted and tired of letting your health slide, like as a man, I get it. You do what you have to do, but you know and understand that there has to be a better way. Like you can't constantly live your life like that. This is for you. If you've tried every diet, hit the gym a few times, but always find yourself quitting, like you start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. This is for you. If you're over 30 and want to be the guy that everyone looks at as the fittest and most successful in your circle, which is such a cool feeling, this is for you. If you feel trapped inside your body and want to feel confident taking your shirt off, like you know you're destined for more, you know you want your best self, and you want to feel confident taking your shirt off at the pool or at the beach, this is for you. So let me also tell you who this is not for, because my program isn't for everybody. I just want to be completely honest. Who this is not for. If you're the type of man who's content with being average, it's not for you. If you're fine letting yourself go and continuing to make excuses, like you rock the dad bar and you like the dad bar, you're fine with letting yourself go, this isn't for you. If you're looking for a quick fix instead of stepping up and taking responsibility, this isn't for you. If you're not willing to put in a short-term effort for a life-changing transformation, and it's just that, a transformation, this isn't for you. If you're under 30, this isn't for you. Listen, life is different once you hit 30. You have a family, you have a career, you might have some kids. Kids have appointments. I needed something for that lifestyle, something for that. That's what I came up with. All right, so here's the harsh truth about losing fat and building muscle after 30 that nobody will tell you. You can absolutely build your dream physique without spending countless hours in the gym, giving up your favorite foods, not doing that, and sacrificing time away from your family. We don't want to do that either. Family is everything. However, most dads fail. They fail because they don't understand how to, one, develop a mindset that will allow them to break bad habits. So their thinking is off. Their mindset is outdated. Two, develop a routine/nutrition plan that fits their age and lifestyle. You're a little bit older now. Things move a little bit differently now. You have a family, you have a career, you have kids. Kids have appointments. Life is way different. You need something that can fit in that schedule. Three, know that they understand how to make fitness a lifestyle rather than relying on a system that depends on strict meals and willpower. Listen, willpower will only get you so far. So far. I always see willpower and motivation as hand in hand. Like they're fleeting. They're here and they're not. They're here and they're not. So if you rely on just willpower, you'll never cross that finish line. You'll never cross that finish line. But don't worry, I'm not going to let that happen to you. I won't. I want to break this whole thing down for y'all. All right, so here's a limiting belief that you need to protect yourself from. There is no such thing as a consistency issue. I always say it. Think about how consistent someone has to be to put on 50 pounds of excess weight. The real issue is they've built negative habits that are working against them. All it takes is replacing those negative habits with positive ones that can actually serve them. All right, now if you're ready to make that person you, I'll show you exactly how. I'll show you exactly how to navigate around all of the issues that we mentioned, how to break through any mental barriers, and I mean any mental barrier that is holding you back from losing the weight for good. Create a result-driven workout routine Result-driven workout routine. Results, something you can see week by week. Something that'll keep you engaged, that can fit into your busy life without sacrificing time with your family or yourself, because we aren't doing that, right? We aren't doing that. How to lose fat for good and put on lean muscle without giving up your favorite foods. I am not in the business of restrictive diets. I hate it. I hated it then and I hate it now. All right, and in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory about how we got here. All right. So after playing football briefly at Georgia Tech, I went through a huge depression stage where I lost all self-confidence, gained unhealthy weight, and felt like I lost my identity. Understand that at that point in my life, I had that plan A, no plan B mindset. Like I was going pro, you couldn't tell me otherwise. Like I knew I was going to the NFL, that was it. So when I didn't make it to the NFL, of course, I felt like a failure. I had worked at something my whole life, and I came up short. So I was depressed. I was eating crazy. I didn't know who I was. I felt like I lost my identity. So in my 20s, I always found myself working, eating out, and drinking. So I had to make money after playing sports. I didn't go pro. So I started doing some real estate. And I started making decent money doing real estate. So of course I started eating out more, and I started drinking more, right? It started off as like a social thing, but over time I kept drinking more and I kept drinking more and I kept drinking more. And then I realized I was drinking more to cope with what had happened, to cope because I felt like a failure. So it turned from a social thing, so I started developing a problem. So I ended up gaining weight, hating how much I was letting myself go, which ultimately spiraled me deeper into depression. I was watching myself go downhill. Like I knew I wasn't my best self. I was letting the days go by. I was drinking more. Like I was hanging around people that weren't aligned with the vision that I was supposed to have. But having my daughter and getting into a bad car accident led me to completely changing my life forever. Right then and there, I knew instantly life is temporary. Life is temporary. And I didn't want to leave that legacy behind for my daughter living the way that I was. I didn't want to leave that legacy behind for her. So I knew I had to make a change. So this journey eventually led to what I now call the 180 method. And I call it a 180 method because I wanted to turn my life completely around. All right, so the 180 method is a result of me finally admitting I was done. Finally, I was done with the way my life was going. I tried every diet under the sun and spent endless hours in the gym, which not only left me unmotivated, but it ultimately made me lose hope in ever getting myself together. I was lost. So after continuous painful trial and error, I finally found what worked. And more importantly, what delivered real results. Not to mention the thousands I invested in supplements and other solutions that didn't work. Man, I bought so many GNC fat burners or these pills that were supposed to help you put on muscle and cut fat. None of it worked. None of it worked. I wasted so much money. So today, I'm breaking everything down that I learned. I want y'all to have this whole thing so y'all can avoid the mistakes that I did. I'm going to break it down for you step by step so you can use the 180 method yourself to eliminate the dad bod and pack on muscle. I got you. Without giving up the foods you love, hours of cardio, and pointless workouts. We don't have time to waste. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a high-level overview, and then we'll do a deep dive into each one of the phases, all right? So the 180 method is the no-nonsense system to burn fat, build muscle, and regain your confidence without giving up the foods you love or wasting time on ineffective workouts. So first, you want to shatter all limiting and old beliefs, right? And that starts with understanding your current and desired state, where you are and where you want to go. Super important. Multiple daily wins. Creating a system that'll allow you to win daily, every single day. Win, 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 win. Those constant dopamine hits, they'll keep you engaged. They'll keep you excited. Find honest accountability. You need someone in your corner to kick you in the butt when you start slacking. Or when you fall off or you aren't your best, they could tell you, hey, get yourself together. Unshakable faith. You have to have faith. Have to have faith in yourself. Have to have faith in yourself. 2, stop going through the motions and train. Actually train. I didn't know what it meant to actually train. I was going through the motions, and I didn't even know I was going through the motions and staying in my comfort zone. But when I knew what it meant to actually train, it was night and day. So I had to schedule my workouts, schedule them like appointments, schedule them. Train for results, not comfort. I had to get out of my comfort zone and really train. Train. Forget about tomorrow, it's not promised. I was always a procrastinator. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. It never came. I continuously made that excuse. I would put everything off for the next day and the next day and the next day. And before I knew it, I never did what I said I would do. Don't change your diet, adapt it. You don't have to change your diet. So be smart about what you eat. Understand you can still eat what you want to. It's just a way to do it. Pick days to reward yourself that make sense based on your goal. Like I said, I'm not in the business of restricted diets. I hated being restricted. So pick days to reward yourself so you don't feel so restricted. Protein, and don't eliminate carbs. Understand that protein is king. Protein is king, and you do not have to eliminate carbs. It'll hurt you in the long run. All right, now buckle up. I'm giving you all 3 phases. I'm giving you exactly how I drop my body fat and put on muscle. So ultimately, I stopped hating the guy I saw in the mirror and stopped feeling defeated because the results just weren't showing up. And I'm making this breakdown because I remember being in that space of trying to find all this information and looking at all these YouTube videos, and I could never actually find what I needed. Like I would find information here, but nothing all in one place to really help me the way that I needed. So I'm making this for you guys so you have it. All right, first, the deconstruction phase. So the deconstruction phase is the first and most important phase, right? Out with the old, in with the new. So think about it like this. If you had a property, like you just bought a property, beautiful property, but the house on the property, absolute garbage. The roof off, doors all jacked up, windows all jacked up, like the house is trash. So we would have to get rid of the old house, the old foundation, to make room for our new foundation, right? Our new physique. So out with the old, in with the new. So shatter all limiting old beliefs. So I had to find my faith and build my purpose. I had to find a reason that was bigger than me. Bigger than me. Prior to, everything that I did was selfish. It was all for me. And that never worked. Like I would start, stop. I was that guy, right? So I had to think, what's my why? What would keep me locked in and engaged? And it hit me. I'm like, man, I have a daughter, and a lot of the people in my family have died from obesity-related health issues. They're sick right now because of obesity-related health issues. So I realized, I'm like, man, if I want to be here for my daughter, if I want to leave a legacy for my daughter, I have to get myself together. So that started with finding my why, and I had to build my faith. Faith started in God, but I needed to lean on somebody when I couldn't lean on myself. And having faith in God echoed into every area into my life. I had faith in myself. I started to develop faith in other areas, but having faith in God was that lead domino to really establishing a good foundation. Upgrade your inner circle. So if you look, the guys around me, I had to surround myself with people who were like-minded or people who aligned themselves with where I wanted to go. So like prior to, I was hanging around people that looked just like me or worse. Like we were doing the same things, we were going to the same places, we were drinking together. So I had to get away from that. I had to realign myself with people who were going where I wanted to go. And when I first started, I didn't know anybody. So I started online. And I started in the gym. And slowly but surely, the people that were meant to be in my life, they found their way there. So daily actionable steps. Creating a list of daily actionable steps. And you can see my morning routine right here. But daily actionable steps, something that you can check off every single day. Something that you know is pushing you in the right direction. So before, I used to have a list, but on my list, it was made up of things that were just random things to just do. When I really concentrated and made the list with everything that would push me where I wanted to go, and I could check it off every day, like I had that dopamine hit every day of finishing what I needed to, it was night and day. So I had to make daily actionable steps. Honest self-evaluation. You have to be real with yourself. Understand. I had to sit down and understand that everything that I was going through, everything that was happening was a result of me and my error, right? It was me, my doing. It was nobody else, no situation. No, I had to stop blaming everybody. It was me. It was time for me to take control. So I had to be honest with myself. I sat down in the room and I wrote out everything I didn't like about myself. Everything I didn't like about my life, right? And I built actionable steps on how to get past those things. Measurable goals. I had to make a list of measurable goals. Goals that I could measure, goals that I could track week after week. I want to lose body fat and gain muscle. That's not a measurable goal. You can't track that. I want to lose 25 pounds and be 10% body fat. That's a measurable goal. We can track that. We can see how close we are. We can see what tweaks we need to make to get closer to that number. But anytime you don't track, you always lose interest eventually because you have no structure. Building phase. All right, cool. Building phase. So now that we cleared out the old, we have a new belief system, our thinking and our mindset is way better. Now it's time to build that dream house. It's time to build that dream physique. So the same way that you would get excited about building your dream house, get excited about building your dream physique. This is huge for us. So the building phase, right? So stop going through the motions and actually train. And like I said, I didn't know what it meant to actually train. So let me break it down for y'all. Track your workouts. I had to track my workouts. Whatever workout it was, the machine I was using, the sets, the reps, everything. I tracked everything. And I did that week after week after week, month after month after month after month. I could see exactly where I was getting better, exactly where I was making improvements. I could always be sure that I was challenging myself in the gym. Track your workouts. It's so important. It was so important and it helped me so much. Make a schedule. So I had to make a schedule. I had to schedule my workouts like appointments, right? Prior to, I was always a guy, I don't have time. Once I actually made my schedule, I saw that I wasn't efficient with my time. So making that schedule, putting my workouts on my schedule, putting my everything else on that schedule, kids, birthdays, doctor's appointments, everything was on that schedule. So I could see exactly where I had the time for my workouts. And I would schedule my workouts like appointments and I would take them serious, right? So make a schedule. No more someday island. I had to stop procrastinating. I was a guy, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. The perfect time to start will never come. So you gotta stop procrastinating. No more Someday Island. It's time to do it now. It's time to do it now. So I started living every day like it was my last. Living every day like it was my last. I had a schedule. I was tracking my workouts. I could see where I was getting better with my morning routine. So that kept me fired up and focused. I knew every day I opened my eyes, I was a step closer to the man that God called me to be. And I could see it. It wasn't just me guessing. I could see it. So it got me fired up and focused. Stand in my faith. Understand that faith started in God. God is everything. He built my foundation. He helped me find my purpose. Like I said, I needed to lean on God when I couldn't lean on myself, when I couldn't depend on myself. And having that faith in God, it made me a better man. It made me a better father. So that echoed into every area of my life. Standing in my faith. Set myself up for success. I was always making excuses. Man, I don't have the workout clothes, or I don't have the knee brace or the wrist braces to really get into it like I really want to. I had to kill all that. So I went and got workout clothes. I laid them out for the week. I would pack my gym bag and leave it by the door the night before. So I knew exactly, I had everything mapped out. I wanted to track my heart rate and my calorie burning. So I went and got an Apple Watch. I set myself up to win. I had no excuse at all. I had everything I needed before I started my journey. So I couldn't make an excuse for myself anymore. So the protection phase. So now that we built this gorgeous, beautiful dream home that your family's living in now, right? 5 bedroom, 4 bath, 3-car garage, beautiful, beautiful backyard for the family to stay in, right? Kids to play in. Now we have to protect that. We spent so much time building it. Now we have to protect it. So don't change your diet, adapt it. You don't have to change your diet. Prioritize protein. Protein is king. I didn't know before how important protein was. Like I would look back at my plates back in the day, so many plates didn't have protein on it. No protein. So when I made that, I had that understanding of more protein. Okay, add more protein to the meals. I started adding more protein to all of my meals. More protein. Why? Because protein is what feeds and fuels the muscle. So I was wondering why I wasn't growing. I wasn't eating enough protein. So once I made that switch of adding protein, I started to grow. I started to build muscle. And it kept me full for longer. So I was able to avoid all those cravings. Eat out smart. You can still have a social life. You can still go out and do what you need to do. You can still go to the business meetings and still have outings with your lady or your family and not feel restricted. It's just a way to do it. So for example, for me, I used to go to PF Chang's. And PF Chang's, I had to make the switch of fried foods. I would do more grilled or baked. It was certain dishes with sauces. Hey, can you take the sauce off, please? Ask the wait, can I take the sauce off? Take the sauce off. So I'm still able to enjoy the foods I love. It was just a way to do it. I had to be smarter about it. So I was still able to go out and still stay on track. Be accountable to what you eat. Understand that food is fuel. How you feel and your mood is directly related to what you put in your body. So if you put trash food in your body, you'll feel trash. So many times I had these trash moods that I would take home to my family. And I would take it out on my family, and it wasn't fair to them. So once I started being accountable to what I ate, putting better foods in my body, I felt better. My mood was better. Liquor later. So once I built my schedule out and I could see exactly where my time was going, I was being more intentional with my time. I didn't have time for liquor. I didn't have time to go out with my friends and drink. And it didn't align with the man that I wanted to be, the man that God called me to be. So liquor slowly made its way out of my life, and I didn't miss it. I was doing what God called me to. I was being the man that I knew that I could be. And liquor didn't align with that. Liquor was a step back. So I said bye-bye to liquor. I didn't need it anymore. Live daily for your goals. I started waking up excited with passion because I knew I was getting a step closer to the man I wanted to be, the man that God called me to be. I was a step closer. I was checking off the boxes. I was challenging myself in my program. I knew I was getting better every single day, right? Because I wanted better for myself. I wanted better for my family. I don't want to leave that legacy behind. I wanted better for them. So every day I woke up and opened my eyes, it was an opportunity to execute and to actually pull it off, to get a step closer. So I live daily for my goals. All right, so the 180 method was designed for busy men with families, giving them a simple, powerful way to drop fat and build muscle without wasting time. Not only did this system transform the way I looked, but the confidence and mindset I gained also leveled up my career and family life. I always said, once you change the mind, everything else will follow. Body, career, everything will follow once you change your mind. But it didn't just work for me. It wasn't just me. So check out how the 180 method changed the lives of my clients too. All right. So first we have my guy Shawn here. So Shawn worked insurance. So Shawn worked like 70-hour work weeks at a time sometimes. But Shawn was working. Shawn worked hard. But Shawn didn't have structure in his workout program. So Shawn would go to the gym when he could, lift, but he didn't have any structure. And then he didn't know how to fuel his body when he would have all his business meetings or when he had to pick up something quick on the go. He didn't know how to fuel his body. So he didn't have structure and he didn't know how to fuel his body. Those were his issues. So once we got him in the program, taught him how to properly work out, how to properly train, and then how to properly fuel his body no matter where he was. You can see where working together came into play. He's a machine now. Shawn is a machine. Now, if you look at Kareem is hilarious, by the way. He's actually a comedian. But Kareem was a guy who ran cross country his entire life. So he ran cross country at college, and when he stopped running, he started working out. So Kareem gained a little bit of weight. I don't know if you know about guys who do cross country. People who run cross country typically don't have a lot of muscle. Like they don't really lift weights. So he didn't think he could actually put on muscle. So belief was Kareem's issue. He didn't believe he could put on the muscle. So we got him in the program. We had to change his mindset. Hey, no, look, you're more than that. You can do more than that. You are capable, right? So we kept him pushed. We kept him motivated. And you can see he went from dad bod to six pack. And Kareem is still putting on muscle to this day, man, continuing to get better. He's just following the program. And then we have my guy, Will. So Will was a guy, Will worked in sales. So Will had a crazy schedule just like Shawn. He was always working, always on the go. But Will was a guy, he would start, stop. So we had to keep Will accountable. Accountability was Will's issue. He needed somebody in his corner to kick him in the butt or to be his cheerleader and motivate him when he was going downhill a little bit. So you can see that having him in a structured program and constantly holding him accountable, constantly keeping him motivated and being his cheerleader, you see what happened. He lost the weight. He dropped the fat, put on his muscle. All right, so now that you understand exactly how everything works, like I laid out everything, I have an offer for you. So if you're a man over 30 with a career and a family, but you're sick of the person you see in the mirror, like you know you're destined for more, you know you can do more. Your weight is the problem and it's sabotaging everything else in your life that you work so hard for. Your career, meaningful time with your kids. Like you can't get out and run with your kids like you used to. Watching tons of podcasts and YouTube videos only make you more confused and unsure of what to do. So much information out there. So much. And you're ready to stop letting the weight ruin your life and finally take control before it's too late. Like, you're finally ready to take control. Ready to build the confidence that transforms your career, strengthens your relationships, and reignites your fire. Look, if you want to lose up to 25 pounds and build muscle in the next 90 days without giving up the foods you love, spending hours wasting time on pointless workouts, or sacrificing time with your family, and you're ready to fast track it, like you don't want to do any guessing, you want the results as soon as possible, you want to work with me one-on-one, you want somebody to hold you accountable, somebody to tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear, someone that you know has a track record with proven results. My program isn't for everybody. I want to be completely honest. It isn't. It isn't. I only let a certain amount of people in because I want to be able to work one-on-one with all of my clients. I want them to have the time that they really deserve. And I want to be sure that I can deliver on my results. Like, if I can't deliver on my results, I won't even take you on as a client. So if you've seen this far and this is you, there's a link down below. You can click that link, schedule a one-on-one call so I can break down exactly how this whole thing works. And I can see if you're a good fit for the program. And if you are a good fit for the program, we're going to crush it, we're going to kill it, and most importantly, we're going to get you some real results. I look forward to working with you.